What if Adrien Broner actually beats Jessie Vargas April 21st at the Brooklyn Barclays Center? Where does Broner go in your mind if that scenario happens, especially if he beats him impressively, outboxes him good, or knocks him out? Just an all-around impressive performance. It may be a fluke knockout or not, or some fluky happens, or any scenario you can imagine. But let's just say he legitimately beats Jessie Vargas. Where does he go from there in your mind? Does he jump back up to the heir apparent of Floyd Mayweather, or does he just still in the middle of the road, or where do you think his niche is in the sport of boxing, the ranking system at 140 pounds? But it's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic and more. We're gonna jump right into it. For me, if he impressively beat Jessie Vargas, that doesn't take the images out of Madonna, doesn't take the images out of Sean Porter or the Mikey Garcia fight. Obviously, what it tells me, it means something, because he's with Kevin Cunningham now, and if he looks impressive versus Jessie Vargas, it will fighter that I hold in higher regards than Broner. It just tells me that Kevin Cunningham actually is getting through to Adrien Broner. Moving him down to West Palm Beach, Florida with Devin Alexander and Vaughn Alexander was right for him. And actually him and Tank made each other better. That's going to be the narrative of it. Especially if both he and Tank have great performances. And that's Gervonta Tank Davis. And I'm speaking of, they training together with Kevin Cunningham. And I think Tank's team is down there with him as well. It's just not Kevin Cunningham looking over Gervonta Tank Davis. But if he outboxes Vargas and, performs well and boxes him well, or knocks him out or stops him, or as long as it's an impressive performance, we feel legitimately he won by a comfortable margin, that just tells me that Kevin Cunningham was able to do something that Mike Stafford and Barry Hunter and other guys that worked with Broner before wasn't able to do. He was able to mentally get to the kid. Because Kevin Cunningham ain't going to pay all that nonchalant BS shit in the corner. He's going to be the alpha male in that corner. Nobody else. Not Broner Daddy, twin brother, the cut man, the water man. None of them guys are going to be the boss in that corner. And we're going to see what Kevin Cunningham's been working with Adrien Broner on. Kevin Cunningham is a stern disciplinarian in the gym. He was an ex-cop in St. Louis. He moved his whole, operations down to Florida for more comfortable training. It's better than guys coming to St. Louis with the heat and the cold and all of that and everything that's going around in St. Louis. They feel that West Palm Beach, Florida was a good move for Team Cunningham. And let's see if it's a good move for Adrien Broner, because obviously Broner's still out there doing idiotic shit. He should have been in January. I don't give a hell if it's 8, 12, 50 weeks out. He should have been working with Kevin Cunningham and taking his craft more serious than grabbing women by their private area, or allegedly grabbing women by their private area. Let me say that. He should have been training. When he lost to Mikey Garcia, let me go get off topic for a minute. Adrien Broner actually should have been looking at tape and trying to find coaches that can really crack the code and see what they bring to the table. He should have been interviewing new coaches. He should have been interviewing new teams. He should have been reaching out to Floyd Mayweather for advice on how to handle things and what he needs to do. And it's pretty much apparent, in my opinion, he's trying to be something that he's physically not. He's trying to be a flashy boxer, puncher, counter puncher, and he's a terrible counter puncher. He doesn't have the mind in the boxing ring to be able to catch and shoot, slip and hit. When somebody throws more than one punch at Broner, he mentally loses it. That's kind of the narrative about most Eastern European fighters and most European UK fighters. If you put them on the back foot, they just not the same coming forward. They lose it. And with Broner, if you put more than one punch behind in the combination, you punch in combination, you fluster him. He can't handle that mentally. And that wasn't before. That wasn't, after the Madonna fight. That was before the Madonna fight. If you could throw, flurries at Broner, he loses it. And what Broner needs to do is actually bite down, become the pressure fighter, because Broner's always able to hustle up a moral victory at the end of a fight. With Sean Porter was a knockdown. With Madonna, it was the nice little flurries and the slipping and dipping at the end of the fight, making it look good. In Mikey Garcia case, he pressed the issue a little bit more at the later rounds, but the fight was already out of reach. So if he able to take that pressure approach and that hurry up approach, and it's kind of like, it kind of runs hand in hand with the old Buffalo Bills, Jim Kelly teams running a no huddle offense and just really running it as a real offense of Broner. His no huddle offense is being the pressure walk down fighter, like when he behind on the scorecards and desperate in the beginning of the fight. And if he's able to do that, then it might be a different narrative for this fight. Do I believe he's gonna win this fight? No. But will I be 100% shocked if he loses it? I mean, if he wins it? No. He's still a talented individual. He just using his talents in the wrong way. But if he does beat Jessie Vargas to answer the question, it puts him back in the thick of things. This fight is actually at 144 at catchweight. So then that's a couple points knocked off of fighting at a catchweight. Should have moved up to 147 completely, or no fight. He wasn't willing to get Omar Figueroa that catchweight because he knew Figueroa was very, very dangerous. The only reason Jessie Vargas gets his catchweight because it's a late notice fight. But that's points to be taken off right there for being the catchweight. But if he beats Vargas impressively, Vargas is going to say, well, the weight killed me. It drained me. Short notice. So that takes some pizzazz away and it leaves another unknown. How good is Broner at 147 or how great is he at 140? Because the version at 147, we seen him get smacked around by Madonna. And at catchweight, get smacked around by Sean Porter. And at 140, we seen him get smacked around by Mikey Garcia. So it still would be questions to be answered. I just say it was a good victory, but it had an asterisk by it because it was a catchweight. And a late notice for Jessie Vargas. So it's a solid win, but it doesn't change my perception of Broner. Because if he's going to go 140, will he be effective? If he go 147, will he still be effective? It's still going to be more it's going to be still a lot of questions. I won't say more questions to be answered. Still be a lot of questions to be answered about him. Then he's going to walk around and act like a Mikey Garcia. I want Sean Porter, Mikey Garcia, Madonna, get your fat ass out of retirement. He's going to start talking crazy. And it may end up being as, worse than it was before. Him really thinking if I train with Kevin Cunningham like that I'm really back and I'm really on the same level as these other individuals. It's yet to be seen. It will yet to be seen. And then after that, who would he want to go fight next? Do you guys think, he going to go to 140 and fight Rannick or Lipinets or Regis Prograis or Mikey Garcia rematch? Can they sell that? I don't know. But if he wins versus Jessie Vargas, I just think he's just a step above a journeyman who's just staying above the journeyman poverty line. He's just a step above the struggle. And he's one, shoestring trip away from being a journeyman, a stepping stone, a more modern day Andre Berto. He's just above that struggle line, in my opinion, if he beats Jessie Vargas.